People who are going. Big up on yourself, big up. Okay. All right. Jallo, Wagwan, big up yourself in a Jallo. Big up Godfrey in a building, you see it. Success over it, big up yourself. Yeah. Big up Humbleberry. Where I say Humbleberry, I just want to know Wagwan. Same thing with there. I do success over it, Wagwan. Don't worry, where I say freedom. You know, I don't know about based on when me see I go on, you know. Probably look like the court itself probably wrap up there now. But me not see no. Yo, we are deal with gunners. Big up yourself, you know. Big up Mr. Fabulous. Me not see no argument present where outside of the argument them from the other day. Why go on Black Goddess? You know? Me like unless we not, you know, them are probably me talk too early still. You know, what me not see no argument roll out where much different from where what was presented the other day. Nicole, based on what the updates, them are walk one lady and big up yourself, you know. Big up all of the ones, them 6'2". Yeah, man, big up Dancehall Vybz TV. Don't know anything. Go Sweet P, big up yourself, my sister. I don't know. Big up Lydia Barnett. Yeah, very people might roll in. We just go on easy, make people go on roll in then. Yeah, man, big up yourself, lady, and hope you're good. You see it. Yeah, man. Blessing people. I remember still make a little share here and there. Yeah, man, we are dealing with Emotep. Big up yourself, you know. As me say, you know, they never see no nothing based on the argument. And when we see, I don't see same argument them from the other day. You know, I probably, you know, it's too early if we probably get more updates, but to me it look like all talking done, you know. You see it. Big up yourself, Franklin Anderson. Now building. Dr. K, big up yourself, you know. Vesta, big up yourself. Vesta say free world boss. I don't know what I deal with. Yeah, but the judge second is the hand down. The judge give a date, Tasha. Me see where them give a time in, but me then give like a specific day. Which article you can find that July? I'm thinking, where I deal with Chef Fox. Big up yourself, you know, Chef Fox. Respect, you see it. We super chat. Come on, big up to all our supporters, all our moderators, all our ones them where what it have. You see it. But as me say, me not really see nothing of no major, you know, no major difference from what discussed the other day. I feel like all the way, and as me say, probably them have more updates, more significant updates then. You know? Forgive me, because all of this where me see go on, all of this that was said, could I say Friday, in my view. You know? Well, yeah, you're right, Oli. But not because me still not hear nothing about the witness them. So me don't know, but all me hear is that, you know, the prosecution I say, yo, like the acting DPP I say them can't allow them to escape justice based on like technicalities and based on like a man constitutional rights get violated, you know. I mean I say I lost still, you know, but outside of that, we also that's where, you know, ISSAT them say do the right thing and let them go. So I just, as we say, I basically the same. In terms of like where you said, Tasha, I see an article. Let me see if I find it. I see an article, in that article, them let me see where. Yeah, the article say, yo, judge says Kartel retrial decision to be handed down no later than July. You know? So according to what the article say, still, I don't know how you get July 2 still. I don't say a lie tell or nothing, but Me just see July still, I see it. Our Emotepa check in. So they are saying that the judge says cartel retrial decision to be handed down no later than July, you know. Justice Marva McDonald Bishop says the decision on whether or not to retry Vybz Kartel and his co-accused will come no later than July when the court term is scheduled to end. You know? So where I said John out Black Goddess. Well, yeah, that was expected still, you know. You know, say from them put forward the argument, just like even with the Privy Council and Ray, you know. Them put forward the argument and them say boy Ray, you know. So me not really like surprised with that. Me know for sure say the arguments wouldn't in terms of like to make a determination whether a freedom or retrial. It wouldn't be today though, because we have a member say according to them in a whole heap of documents and whole heap of them submit, you know. So them have to go through all right when them and get a conclusion. And anyway, this going to be very interesting still, you know. But let me see where let me see if I can find a miss thing there I say. So the acting DPP I say, yo, Kartel and his co-accused should not be allowed to escape justice. You see it, and you know they are saying that, and as I say, me expect like different arguments, but because to me them are just the same thing still. But according to this, them I say, well, the prosecution has urged the court of appeal not to allow Vybz Kartel and its three co-accused to escape justice on a technical blunder. It is in the interest of the public of Jamaica that those persons who are guilty of serious crimes should be brought to justice and should not escape it merely because of some technical blunder. And that is what she argued, you know. However, would I say where Mr. Buchanan I say, yo, big up yourself in a Keisha. Where say Big Papa, the way them take long, them could actually give them bail. ISSAT I say, yo, court must free Kartel and his co-accused because of rights breaches, you know, and they are saying that the defense in the Vybz Kartel hearing says the best remedy to address the breaches of constitutional rights is to acquit the men of the charge of murder. Attorney Isaac Buchanan made the assertion today in his reply to the prosecution. He said the Crown has failed to provide evidence to justify the breach of Kartel and his three co-accused rights to a fair trial in reasonable time, people. You know, and I think me see another. Okay, and another how much people are give so much date, as me say, me have to see the date officially, you know, because a man tell me say I second and dancehall map TV I say I 31st of July. Me don't know, brother. You know, the judge said July, so until me see it from a credible source, I know disrespect to the item, but you know, until me see it from one of the credible media hosts, them, may just hold it as any time in a July, because that near them say. But anyways, they are saying that Mr. John Clark has accepted that mere publicity, even adverse publicity, is not enough to convince the Court of Appeal to rule against a murder trial for Vybz Kartel and his co-accused. But, you know, he must say, yo, Kartel case different. You see, he's saying that the issue for the defense is that there's a significant prejudice in relation to the content of the initial trial and the link assumed in the public domain between jury tampering and the accused men, you know, because of course they have like a lot of people. Yeah, hear countless of time we even depend. Okay, the Jamaica Star said when me done, me have go check it out, my general. You know? But countless of time would I even depend the reasoning, and you yeah, see all at one step up on it panel brawling and I make you know say yo, a cartel and him co-accused them bribe the jury. You see what I say? And we say still we not really are reason about your feelings on the panel still. We are reason about what go on like court and law. you know, and when it comes on to the court of law, it wasn't really proven say them still. So that John Clark I say a lot of the public swear to the thing they believe say yo Vybz Kartel and bribe this and bribe that without any proof, you know. And with that see where even the judge still a question, you know, the constitutional rights and all of them thing there and so forth. Imhotep?
Yeah, man, me there, man. Go on your thing, man. Me there. Ain't there already, man. Me there.
Yeah, man. I can't chip in when already, man.
All right. Let me say this quick and fast and get back, Mike. Yeah, the prosecution did present whatever witnesses they have.
Okay.
So, yeah, we just want that part there still.
Okay. So them accept the witness them what them have.
Yeah, man. Them present whatever them have. So I just say there with them, you know.
Oh, cause me never really see that thing there. Probably me missed that.
Yeah.
That's be common sense. That will be common sense because the judge that clearly states say she not accept this thing without whatever witnesses, you know. So it gonna be very interesting though, you know. Keisha said that don't sound so good. Why so long?
No, as I say, Eric, and you know, big up to the people in the chat. You know the thing going on. Manners and respect. People just hit that like button, man. Please, let's get the likes up. About 400 people there. We didn't have 60 likes. Come on, people, man. Let's do the right thing, man. You know.
Yeah, all right. So we can just click in for year one, but click. You can just click the like button, man. It not even take a second, and you're not really even miss nothing anyway. But go through Imhotep.
Right. No, man. I mean, I don't agree with ones and ones where I said that's it kind of long because at the end of the day, it's what? Let's just say if it is July 31st, about a month and 2 weeks. I mean, them can't rush nothing. The Privy Council took about a month, right? If you deal with them, I deal with, and they were just dealing with pretty much 3 matters, and then focus on
one. But people, listen, man. The judge said judgment by July 31st. They never specify and say. That's why I like to read stuff for myself, you know, because I want the one they send me over Star.
Right.
And then say judgment by July 31st.
Right. So it means no longer than July 31st.
Yeah,
it can be before. Right. And it's the same thing. You make a very valid point, Rick, because I remember when I was doing a live, right?
Yeah.
I was doing a live. That was when the habeas corpus, right? The ruling was being handed down. And me see a portion of people in chat and say, yo, them free, him free. You get what me I say? And that was on the basis of apparently the IRFM thing and Muta thing. And me say, all right, me go see what I go on, you know. Because sometimes really have to just check for yourself, brother. Because people sometimes are the passion and them, you know, misinformed. But we have to check the sources, brother.
True one. As me say, me not think it gonna be like July 31st still, you know. It gonna be like probably in the middle of July, probably like 16 there about. You know that time they still, you know, 21st. So in them region, I mean I think them it gonna be dead July the 31st. You know, but at the end of the day, them just say for whatever reason it now passes. So I don't really think that is long still.
Some very valid, some very solid points were presented today. You get what me I say? The court was asking the prosecution, say, listen me now, why una so invested in this Vybz Kartel thing above the other 2 appeals that have been waiting for over 6 years?
Yeah.
So what's the difference? What's the difference with Lizard? Based on what the court is saying now. What's the difference with Lizard than the man where the 14-year-old who is still awaiting retrial, and the man where I think the man he was a husband and him dirt a wife or whatever. So where the court say is that, hold on, is it that Lizard life more valuable than the 14-year-old and the other people? Why una prioritize that? But yes, still una want tell we the court say by soon as September una can start proceedings, and by next year January una can start something. So I don't think the prosecution really prove or convince the court as to why them want prioritize Vybz Lizard thing above the other 2 matters that are awaiting a retrial.
Yeah, but yes, I know them are do it. It'll come off as prejudice against them 1 year. That's what I say. And as me say, me read the same article and see where the judge a question it and I make you know say yo them not really comfortable with that and them not really see where them make no form of presentation to convince them enough for you know go against or override and them still not like them not, me not think them bring no proof as to we say yo them man are gonna get a fair trial in a fair time or whatever you see it. So it's gonna be very interesting still.
Right, and the next thing to Rick, the prosecution did say that yes, you know, their rights were breached, but it's justifiable in terms of the longevity of the appeal. I don't see where they convince the court as to the justification for the longevity of the appeal. Me not see them do that.
Yeah, because you can't justify. I think that's how them just say something and just hope say it sticks still because you can't justify a man rights being breached, brother. No matter how you're going to spin it or whatever, where you can say for actually make that right. And if you make it even worse, it even point in a direction where they would have clearly state that it will be breached again if it carry on to a certain level, you know?
Right. Big Papa, it's not our sentiments, you know. We are saying what the court say, brother. So we're not up here to talk where we think or where we feel. We're talking about what the court say. You get what I say? Yeah. So I know our sentiments is a different thing from what the court say. The court said that, brother, not we. But the thing
Big
is,
Papa can't call in and share for him sentiment then.
yeah, man, remember I said Big Papa don't realize a year ago on. Right now, the prosecution not really convinced the court based on freedom arguments. They haven't.
Yeah, so probably him see where them convince them, so he can check in and tell the people them. But based on what we read in the thing, then we see where the judge question on certain things, you know. So I don't make up anything or lean to yes or lean to this or type of thing. You know?
Yeah, I don't see where they justify a retrial though. And speaking about having the evidence, that is beside the point. You have the evidence, yes, but can you justify to the court why there should be a retrial? I don't see where the prosecution did that. However, you know, there's still a long way to go in terms of hear what them have to say, finally. But based on where the prosecution present, I don't see where they justify to the court.
Yeah. Because Miss what's she name? The Claudette Thompson what she name but that's where there is a murder need no justification. Yeah, brother boy.
I missed the point though.
The system bend and twist up the law, bro. So at the end of the day, you still have to heed the law. So
right,
all right, first if the man them have a reason, so first thing first, you wouldn't need no court for no retrial. That does no say, yo, you just send the man in my prison, brother, based on own reason.
Bro, Rick, the right to a fair trial supersede everything we do, we say.
Exactly.
Because what's this now? At the end of the day, you have to get a fair trial. And you see, looking at this matter, Rick, you know, yeah, man, you have to look upon it in reality, not like, oh, we feel how we feel.
Yeah.
Listen to me. Even if a man is a criminal, Rick, whether innocent or guilty, brother, you have a right to a fair trial. You couldn't guilty from now till a morning. They could have all the evidence in the world, Rick. Slam dunk evidence. If them don't give a fair trial, them in a trouble. And that is why we are here.
Yeah, that's why that this man me come across an article. Maybe even put now in my vlog this morning. You know, if you catch that part where a man basically dirt a man, brother, and them do some form of foolishness in the case, and them have to let go a man, brother.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
You know? And you know, based on when me I really clearly state that, you know, the man probably do it and sitting, bro. You know, but we all probably, you know, if them in a haste, we convict the man and them decide you know if we system slappy and and whatever. Yeah, them cause a woman when the man appeal back him thing, them let him go, brother. You see it. So at the end of the day, you still have to consider a large general. You know? So, and me think say, not one just look on the law and just feel like say it for work for one set of people. No, brother, it have to work for everybody, brother.
Right, and this is not about dirting, brother. It's about the right to a fair trial. That's the reason why the prosecution was saying these men should not get off on a technicality. So the prosecution is there admitting that you know, the defense have a stronger argument. The prosecution has admitted that a retrial will breach their rights. Those are arguments where you can't go around the bush with, brother. And as me I say, it's not about evidence, because what? According to the prosecution, them have all the evidence in the world. But you mess up the thing by not dealing with it the right way. And it's a matter of the right to a fair trial. It still exists. Listen to me, the man couldn't be Marilyn Manson. The man couldn't dirt 1 million people. If you know mess up the trial, you know get what the duck get. That's just how the law works.
That's true, man. And as me say, it's like, you know, when it come out to certain people, man want twist and bend the law. And I say it work, brother. It have to work across the board for everybody. Me look on it as certain things as messed up, you know, and just know say, but as I said for everybody, brother. So at the end of the day, you can't pick and choose and read. You see it? So,
right, Rick, and that is something that is applicable to everyone. So I don't want people to argue one-sided with a confirmation bias to make it look like say it's just certain people alone have the right to a fair trial. Everybody have the right there, brother. So no matter how guilty they are, if their right to a fair trial is breached, then a problem that. It's up to the prosecution to cross them T's and dot them I's and don't mess up the thing.
Exactly.
I just right to say there, brother.
Dory say prosecution never mess up the trial.
The judge can. The judge work with what? A judge is not the one making the decision, so to speak, in terms of the prosecution and the defense. The judge work with the deliberations from the jury, and the judge did call in the DPP, knowing what transpired with that tainted juror there. The DPP say, yeah, man, we're good to go. We're good to go, whatever. So you can't take out the prosecution out of this. We can't do that because they did not object to say, well, you know what? Let's continue. They never object and say, boy, you know, so this not look good and make we just do it right and done. No, so Paula come out and talk about say he was 64 days. So even she tried to justify why they proceeded. Paula admitted why they proceeded. She was in the judge chambers speaking on the matter. So Dory can't say that, brother. Come on, Dory, man. You're smarter than that, bro.
Yeah, Dory said the judge failed too. Yeah, but that is a different argument.
That is
a different argument.
Right. Come on, Dory, man.
You're not sure it on the judge still.
Right.
Joe, keep quiet in the chat before I block you out of my thing there, brother. On top chat every 1 year. Skeptic, where are you? Do you have to say about what going on?
Yeah, how you doing? What's that?
You're ready for collect Ricky $100 or ready for PO?
No, it's definitely going to a retrial, and I still feel very strongly, like I said, 60% for the prosecution, 40% for the defense. But this is all about evidence. I understand Timotet is making the argument. You see, I'm not here to push against what your guys' opinion. I cannot prevent people from thinking the way they think, right? One thing I know for sure as it relates to justice, the justice system, right? And the way it is structured now, I don't think that they should be given creating any avenue for criminals to really get away on technicality. So I'm hoping that they really fix that part of the law.
You're skeptic. Come on, and from where they are all the reasoning there, brother. And this is not something where just appear out at thin here. This has been a go on from before me and your band.
And it has to re-emphasize, and we cannot be sidetracked on it. And I understand that some people may want to continue to rest it mainly on technicality and not want to speak about the evidence in this case. But that I leave that to the people that want to focus on that aspect of it. For me, I'm focusing on the evidence part of it. I'm focusing on what has really transpired in this case. Basically,
you wanna, but how much time? I think we reason upon this 50 million time. You would not jump the gun and you based on your reasoning that reach retrial already, you know. Because when you reach retrial, I think you are going to talk about evidence and who would guilty and who innocent and right.
No, because that is only going to benefit the people that want Kartel to get off on technicality, right? If you ignore the evidence in this case and focus only on the technical aspect, you're only going to give more power to the defense and towards criminality. For me, I have to keep on bringing up the evidence, because when you look at the case, the evidence was there was a lot of evidence. There was a lot of evidence.
What me have to go mute them, man, brother? You said them something at 100 million time already, bro. The same set us up them, and I am saying, if we have to work off a year logic, this we are going to wouldn't even relevant, because whether just go straight to a retrial instead of trying to deliberate if them figure free or go retrial. So, and this is what is happening right now. So me can't bypass this suit your narrative, brother. This is not about what are the emotions. This is not about trying to make Kartel feel good or trying to make the defense look. Trying to make the prosecution look bad already. This is just what I go on at this moment, brother.
So what prompts us to be here, Rick?
Let me say a quick thing, man. Give back the mic, man, or yourself. Me soon give back the mic. There should be no conversation about any evidence because it's not a valid one. It's not a real trial going on here. The Privy Council argument was not about no evidence. This one here was not about no evidence. So why are we talking about evidence when it's not a retrial here? The next thing is this. 1 second, let me general. I get the mic. The Charter on Fundamental Rights is applicable to all countries in the world that have a democratic system. It's not only Jamaica. That's the reason why it's incumbent on prosecutors to ensure so them do the right thing and don't mess up, because they know for a fact that if them drop the ball, there will be technicalities based on the Charter on Fundamental Rights, which is the right to a fair trial. This evidence argument is only applicable to a retrial.
Yeah, so this is the reason why people think like you mess up the case in the first place.
Well, let me tell you why it's relevant. Yeah, go ahead.
If clearly if you would depend on this case, probably you'd have messed it up as well, because I say you'd have jumped the gun and can't wait. If you confident that it go out to retrial, what kind of haste you depend to talk about evidence? Evidence. Wait till it reach, brother.
No, let me tell you.
Why you go bypass this phase where we are reason upon no? Why go on in the court? No. If we go talk about one up me.
Yeah, well, let me tell you the reason why we have to continue pushing back on this whole constitutional right. Right? The people that is against someone trying to get away on technicality. The reason why we have to constantly push back on this whole constitutional right submission, right, and constantly remind people about it being more for evidence basis, because what has transpired really, at first it was the lawyer that approached the juror at first, which was illegal, right? Then after that,
repeat yourself. Bless up. Remember ask skeptic a question.
Yeah, but I have to hear them something, brother. I see them thing
so skeptic didn't the guys weren't they convicted on a technicality as well?
Exactly.
If they were convicted on a technicality,
weren't they convicted on a technicality as well?
No, they weren't convicted on a technicality. They were convicted ignoring their effort. They were convicted. No, let me answer your question. Let me answer your question.
The problem with you, brother, is like you're not forward for reason. It's like you're forward to force your opinion on people. Just relax, no, brother. Yeah, the man that say a thing and you just say a back a thing, bro. You don't have to have 3-4 hours what talking. Just say back where I say and let go back the mic.
Yeah,
no, but he asked me a question, Rick. I have to respond.
You said no, I don't need an explanation from you. Your answer, you said no.
No, I never answer your question. Let me answer you. They were convicted not on technicality. They were convicted because the prosecution ignore that because they cite that these men wanted to get off by corrupting the jurors, so they push forward anyway.
Didn't the law allow them to ignore or whatever or proceed forward? Technically, the law allowed them to proceed forward, right?
No, the law never. If the law, listen, if the law allowed them to do that, if the law allowed them to do that, the case wouldn't have been squashed. The case wouldn't have been crushed.
I just feel like me I hear the same something with me continue for a year from the other day, brother. The same, and as me say, your reasoning reach a retrial already, and it's not determined because let's if Kartel, let's say Kartel get free. How valid where you up here tell we say would have been no?
All right, Rick, let me say a quick thing. Case in point, not for stray, right? Last week, the Supreme Court ruled that the bump stops, them all, tool thing there, where you can make them use it faster because a man did use a bump stock and go on with a bag of things at one place, right? Yeah. And people took it to court and then ban it. That was law. People took it to the Supreme Court to interpret that law. And the Supreme Court ruled against that law. No law is absolute, brother. Laws are up for interpretation. In this matter, there were provisions within the law to accommodate the men in terms of to say, well, continue the proceedings. However, based on the Privy Council, they ruled that it was what? It was unconstitutional. So yes, laws will be there, but that not means that they are absolutes. That's the reason why people take these matters to higher courts to interpret the law. In this matter, that provision was illegal and unconstitutional, even though it was a law. So we can't argue as if the laws are absolutes. That's why people go to higher courts for them to interpret it.
Well, one thing I will tell you guys is I will allow you guys to have discussion, and I will come back when the case go to retrial, because that's what will happen, and I'll be here back for discussion.
You know, when that occurs. So to a skeptic say, a skeptic tell said so a while ago said the Vybz Kartel lawyer did object when the prosecutor did when the Tampa jury. Then the objective, they never want to proceed forward. And the DPP proceed and the judge allow it to go on.
Yeah, man.
Right.
So that's what you're correct. To remind that not skeptic head guy come like them, and that with people, you know, them not read the transcript. You understand that I'm love how you must have reason, you know, when reason reality like adult. We're not talking about fiction, we're talking about facts and where the court said. Don't try to go around that. All skeptic try to go around where the court said and try to justify the corruption. And with the DPP, they breach him and them right. No, bro, call a spade a spade. You can't say 1 + 2 are 5. Don't say that. Just call it what it is. 1 + 2 are 3. Call a spade, bro.
Okay, well, I'll be back when the retrials. Then we'll start to talk about evidence again.
So you want to tell me, say, you can't hold a reasoning on the proceedings we're going today. You're happy. But anyways, big up yourself.
Yeah, man, one love, guys.
Yeah, man, let me say this quick and fast, because the reality of things is, Rick, this is just weird. Let me tell you why it's weird to me, Rick. People are say respect the law and uphold the law. So hold on now. So the Charter of Rights and the Constitution is not law too?
Yeah,
So,
man, reasoning contradicting, brother.
Right. So what's this now? People want pick and choose which law to uphold and which law to throw out. Because the reality of things is this is a legal argument, and the accused charter of fundamental rights were breached. This is a legal argument. You understand what I say, bro? So I don't understand how people want to pick which laws they should respect and which laws they should not respect.
Yeah, you can't do them something, brother. It just make you look like say, yo, yeah, and me know skeptic is a man we have sense. So you're not supposed to even reason them with it, bro. If you use a bias, then you have to wait till all right. If you use a bias, then we can't reason and just look on it from an objective point of view. Wait till you reach trial, then if it reach that way, then.
I know what me think to when me say go under the court, Rick, to me the DPP them jack the ball. Them do jack the ball. You understand? I mean, the judge asked them, so what special about Vybz Kartel case than the girl case where the 14-year-old with them kill and the next like what special about that? What are those prejudice against Vybz Kartel? That alone shows the so willing to risk how much money. You understand? It's like the DPP come like them now understand what the judge asked them. Why we need to go and reach? I'll know them answer the lady question, you know. That's why I know they want to let him off, brother. Them have to let him off. Brother, that's common sense. And this is not about no emotion and feelings. I don't facts. We can't go on facts. We can't see a rat and say it's a dog. We have to call it what it is. It's a rat. You understand? That's why I love you are all your reason, Rick, or Emotep reason, a big man reason. Nobody now do no feelings reason, those reality man a reason about. You understand?
You can't. In terms of, as me say, me still watch the proceedings, you know, because me not think me fully grasp, but them are going good in terms of like that rulings. Me not see nothing shaky, and me think, you know, the arguments and so fear still, but me still watch what I go and still, but me not think me can, brother. You can't do them thing there, bro. If you have reason upon that, you can't see the. We just have a fresh court date, and you are reason and I go around what I go on in the court for just I say where you are say, brother. Come on, man.
Because him want to steer the argument down a theme road as always. It's always about directing the argument to where him want to.
And that's why I love all your reason in Emotep. You keep on remind the people themselves before we start. It's not about evidence chat. It's about a reason why we need to go retrial. Why? Give me the reason why. And people come like them now understand that. That's why I love when they beat it in them head. When them understand and comprehend. You have to break down to them dirt level. That people still not get the fact. Same like with the Privy Council. You understand? When the man ruled upon the technicality abused by the temporary jury, the tainted jury, and people still not accept that about evidence. It wasn't about that. That's why I love when you remind people. That people come like them, it come like you have to tell like a toddler over and over and over.
All right, and Sean, you know the problem, as me say, I never repeat it. Right? We can't cherry pick which laws we respect and which one we don't respect. Right? Because the right to a fair trial, we can't disrespect that one day and go on like say we are law abiding and we respect certain laws. We have to respect all laws until the court changes them.
Exactly.
All right, they say there. So we are going like say, these men should not get off on a technicality, but at the same time, you saying that is you disregarding the law that says the men have a right to a fair trial.
As a man, we're supposed to uphold justice.
Uphold law. So me I said the man them a cherry pick which law them want respect and which law them want disrespect just because they might have some confirmation bias. That's just the only reason why someone would cherry pick the laws where them respect and the ones them where them no respect. Because to argue about these men should not get off on a technicality is to say that you are disregarding a fundamental right to a fair trial.
No, but the man them have framed the argument, you know. The man them that make it seem like this actually build up around Vybz Kartel, you know. This is something where I go on forever, bro. You see, so you can't because of one man where you're probably not rate for whatever reason. I
know what I say, go on, Rick. You can imagine this are not even just about Vybz Kartel, that's the whole justice system. You can imagine if Vybz Kartel have the resources to have to go I privy council to just shine the light on the justice. You know how much ghetto youth and other youth in Jamaica we can't we were wrongfully convicted and can't got the privy council to the next court to get them vice heard with the wrong or them wrongfully convicted. Just imagine that. So this is a good thing. Vybz Kartel case, you know, I'll be a case of study in a normal man in law school, you know. For the next 50 years. Remember me tell you that.
Yeah. but evidence I say I wonder where Kartel do thing. Kartel not do skeptic, not man. Skeptic does let off all criminals and technicalities. Brother, the law, bro. Anyways.
What I'm saying is that what is now? You see the Serpy disciples, them brother in a real life. You get what me I say, the man they need to know when to take off the cap there and speak on matters of the law. Because the reality is, my general, we cannot cherry pick what laws to respect. We actually are contradict ourselves in Rick. When we say we are law-abiding citizens and we are all about law and justice, right? And we're going to question the right to a fair trial and to invalidate that just to parrot our argument, it is really us contradicting ourselves. We really don't, we don't care about the law. We care about some law that is applicable to us and what we favor. All right, that's the reason I go for those who are talking about these men should not be allowed to get off on technicalities and whatever. The law is the law. You can't change the law. So you can't cherry pick and choose. Oh, me like the lawyer, but me not like that one there because the person who are gonna benefit now, me not too like them neither. Come on, bro. Stop that madness.
Yeah, big up Oshi and big up Cash for super chat, you know. Cash I say, how confident are you in the judicial system? We're not really confident tonight, you know, but with this a case of this magnitude, you see where them attempt to try to prove say we can actually have a fair ruling and we can angle ourselves in a Jamaica. And however them rule it, as long as them have a valid explanation as to why, you know, I think it's a good look in my view based on me see the judge angle ourselves still. You see, but you're right, Imhotep, the man them at pick round and Ray. Me see even man right madness at about the man them feel Lego Noel Maitland and Lego all of these people and them argument are rubbish, brother.
All right. So
Noel Maitland constitutional rights breach.
Right. Him get a trial yet? Him get a trial yet? Where them can prove that? Why them that's why I say straw man fallacy. You see a straw man fallacy, Rick? And that's what I say. You see in a real life, me not have nothing against all man like Serpy, you know. But me just know say Serpy is not as smart as people think he really is in a real life, Rick. Because watch this now. You cannot compare a Noel Maitland or any other matter to that is not similar to this case. The men went to trial. Is Noel Maitland tried as yet? The Privy Council has ruled that gets to go on now. The right to a fair trial were breached. Did that happen to Noel Maitland? People just saying things to play on emotions. And them very smart and crafty at it too. That's the reason why them go for certain topics where them know it's going to engender anger and bitterness. It's the appeal to emotion tactic. Very flawed, poor argument, terrible argument.
You can't put forward them type.
You can't compare that with Vybz Kartel situation. Vybz Kartel and got through trial and appeal. Noel Maitland not reached us yet. So it's nonsense. And for people who
definitely Imhotep. I love all your reason. Reality. So that's why I like all your reason and Rick. Brother, like people come back and get the thing.
Family, the people some of the people them get so emotionally invested because of them hatred for Vybz Kartel as if say boy them have so much to lose in this matter. Right? We don't tell them say why you can't just sit on the fence and make the law deal with this. Why you not have to get involved in it? One, you are Jaffe Noel Maitland thing is appeal to emotions. Rile up people. It not make no sense. Because at the end of the day, that the man they not get no trial yet. So why you want to conflate a Noel Maitland? Or why you want to compare the apples and orange in this matter? Only reason is
compare it with another case where similar to that.
Exactly, brother. Exactly. And the next key thing is this, that when the court did say that about the media coverage or the publicity, right, is because there is no precedence. Because remember the 1978 Green Bay thing there, right? They were arguing that the publicity with the Green Bay thing should you know, be something to say, well, no trial for these men or whatever because of the publicity. And the court said no. So here we go now. The defense cannot argue or hammer that point down because they have no precedence to draw on. You get what I say, Rick?
Yeah, that is the reason why
argument. It's not a precedent to say, you know, say 1978 Green Bay, then they threw out the case because of the publicity. No, it never happened.
Because if I, just to add to what I say, if I notice Mr. John Clark would have admit the same thing where I say, and I say him understand, you know, even though I'm trying to make a point and I say, yo, you know, there's a slight difference in this case, but you're right in a way. I say, me not think that I go really hammer home nothing, but it's just a solid talking point, you know.
Right.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, as me say, the man them need to keep the thing real, brother. And me not understand where the people must support, if they must support justice or they must support corruption. Because I know that's even man. Me think say this judge, the judge, based on an assessment, I think seems fair. I see people out there cost the judge, brother.
Right, but the reality is this, Rick. The people them are cost the judge. If you ask them, show me one thing where the judge erred. You understand me? I say, show me one. Listen to me. Too much people are reason from feelings and emotions in this matter. We need to, if we are law-abiding citizens, we should respect the law of the land. All of the laws, them. We can't cherry pick which ones we are going to rate and which ones we don't rate because it are going to benefit somebody where we don't rate because somebody tell we say nothing like that person there. That's the problem, yes, sir, brother. The law. You can't go around that.
Man, them need to cut it out, brother.
Yeah, man.
A simple reason.
A simple reason.
Yeah. I know everything we are going to agree with, but so it's it, bro.
But hold on, is this James Bond?
Yeah, James Bond forward.
All right. Right. So James Bond, the question that you asked, Skeptic, just ask again there, please.
Weren't the man convicted on a technicality as well? That's the question I asked, Skeptic.
All right. So you see, and we can even say, what's this now? The Privy Council don't tell the whole world, say, some kangaroo court thing go on. We can't deny that, brother. A kangaroo court thing, the Privy Council say go on. So we are going to argue against that. That makes sense?
But if the Jamaican system now argue against it, them just do what they might do and just continue to do what they might do. Who is we out here to argue against it? If the ruling was wrong for the Privy Council.
But Rick, you don't get any technical. You don't get any more technical than that, no? Because if you convict a man on a law, we're really outdated, but it's still there for your books. That's a technicality, you know. You don't get any more technical than that.
Right, and the Privy Council agrees say a kangaroo court thing gonna go on with. So we can't go around that, brother. You understand me? I say, and people are talk about the evidence. We have to understand how the law work. This is not a trial. The evidence is only applicable when it's a trial matter. You understand me? I say. So people say evidence is overwhelming. Yes, you can have all the evidence in the world and still lose a case if you breach the man them fundamental rights. It's as simple as that.
But as what Rick said, we don't know what kind of justice the man skeptic. Me never hide and call him. We don't know what kind of justice skeptic are defending because he must say them shouldn't get off on technicality when the man them get convicted based on a technicality. So why am I defending?
No, skeptic want the laws them fit bend for Sufi narrative. Then him see him wanna talk about better Jamaica all sort of nonsense, brother. So you have to make up your mind where I do and where I say in general. You know?
Then people who are about better Jamaica, they don't want a better Jamaica themselves, a self-interest. All of them have. No better Jamaica them have self-interest. That's all them have.
A facts, man. Because as me said, me don't understand how this proceed. We not even reach 5 minutes in our reasoning with the whole proceedings. And you know, the man a bypass the whole hour going today. The man not tell me all right, if Skeptic was so confident about a retrial, which me not, as me say, me know they have to jump the gun to tell you wait I go or wait now go because me I know the judge. But me I say if he was so confident about a retrial, like how he come up here speaking absolute, him should have can tell we and break down to what was said today, where would I make it lead to that argument. You know? But the man have to bypass what going today and I tell we about evidence, this and evidence that, and that is not where we are reason upon. But Rowan, make we hear where I deal with now. Can we see a check-in?
Hey, me don't know. Well, go on. Big up yourself, Rick. Big up yourself, Imhotep, and the other speak for them.
Yeah, man.
Yo, love the reasoning. Yo, me just want.
Yeah, like I break up my general.
Yeah, me don't know if me have that thing here right because me I hear an echo on the thing.
Oh, me I hear a clear now. Me don't know what look like it there. Far out.
It good you know?
Yeah. Got you now.
So here now, big up on yourself. Yo, you know one of the best channel on the thing. You see me?
Yeah,
Big up on yourself on that. You see me I say? And yo, you are Imhotep a proper reasoning to that. You see me I do like how the man break down the law and all them things there to make the people them know say no law no absolute. You see me I deal with?
Yeah.
Hear me, I said the only problem I have, and I kind of go in a different direction. I don't like when the caller them say, or the speaker them say, yo, Jamaica system of upgrade. I just want the man them to know that Jamaica must 60-something years old, America 250 years old, England a long time democracy.
Yeah.
So yo, Jamaica still a learning. You see me I deal with the man, it's a work in progress. So but I condemn the entire system.
But I see where them make an attempt to even show say we can angle we self a little bit. I see man never beat the judge bad. So I don't know how we really want. But you see so bit there, I don't know if he want to say a thing. Got you with me general.
Yeah. Man, have to do that.
Yeah, man, bless up me general.
Yeah, man, you have to understand something, you know. You see, Skeptic and the other bridging them.
Yeah.
Them now look on the facts, the president of the system I try set now, or I try send out a message, say, going forward, this is the way how we want to do things. So all them questions we hear the judge ask. The judge knows that the world, the eyes, Privy Council, everybody I watch this case here. This case is a landmark case. Understand me? I say so. All of them questions where the judge asks, so forth and so on. A next person where end up in maybe a next person will end up in this situation. If a next person ends up in this situation, this can be like a case law. Okay, so me I say so. This is important. It's just that some people can accept say is a popular person. But we have to remove the popular figure from. That's why we reason upon it. You know, we're not reason upon it because it's a popular person or because it's a celebrity. We are reason upon it based on a humanitarian level or a legal level. So it have nothing to do with remove the status. You have to remove the celebrity status from it. Yes, so we have to remove the if this were some other situation where somebody breach or violate or contravenes upon your rights, then maybe would have a different conversation if the person was not popular.
Sure.
You see? But the person is popular now. We have to remove that. What is happening here? They might try to set a precedent for you know, say, yo, for you can say, yo, this is the way how this was done. This is the blueprint basically going forward. It's like an attempt to overhaul the system. So the judges is few little terms that she use more not appreciate them terms because I don't want people feel like say, oh, so what happened to my rights, what happened to my justice. You understand? But 95% of what she's doing is to be done.
True.
Because the world I watch it. The world I watch how we handle this case. Whether I go to a retrial, yes or no. It may go through a retrial, it may not. If it go through a retrial, the judge has set a precedent, say, yo, we no can go back and do them thing I want when they do. You understand? This can't repeat. You see? So we have to understand that. We have to also look at what? Remove this whole thing, say, evidence and this and that and rare and Lego them man they we did in front of the court and all of them thing there. That are nonsense. And that is coming from the playbook. Are the people who may have talked from long time, them just gather some it's a religion and occultism, I want dangerous something, It's like when some people conform to a system or a person, them feel like they have to just accept everything what the person says. It is rubbish when you hear somebody put forward boldly, confidently put forward nonsense. Like we have to go look at all of them money, we have to go look at all of them money. You put Silvera, you put Maitland and these people. These people as Imhotep and you say, they don't stand trial yet. And if the prosecution or the system or the judge contravenes on them rights, let them go too. What if that they come down to? If once you violate a person's right to have a fair trial, the person must be acquitted or a retrial must be had. So if a Maitland, no matter how we invested in it, no matter how we emotional, him still must get a fair trial. So we don't reach a bridge yet. If we reach a bridge and it's a similar situation like what happened to them gentlemen, them accused here, then the same thing applies. They say the Privy Council should rule the same way upon it. Because we have a law, we have an act, we say if the juror is contaminated, you have to dismantle the juror.
Sure.
That's how you go. We know the law we make adapt upon the books, just like what we say. To steal is a crime. To steal is a crime, we can justify it and say, you're hungry.
Yeah.
You see, man, say, but my thief. Me want a man and me hungry, me pick them hungry, me take a gun and stick up somebody, rob some money, me never mean to hurt them, blah, 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 go in front of the court, yo, me did hungry. Yeah, me did hungry, but guess what, me break a law.
Facts.
And that the people are missing, people are missing the whole thing here. The prosecution, whether this go retrial, yes or no, this is what the judge is doing. The judge is putting forward a precedent. So anybody will go in a court again and violate or contravene, and whether you want things that other person set it up, if you believe your cartel them set up the juror, legislation should have been in place to protect you against that.
Exactly.
And the investigation should have proven that. And
the investigation should have been done from the poor woman should have been reprimanded or whatever action, whatever it is. Because even she had go around and investigate the next juror.
Even can't prove the defense. Just let go the argument there because a feelings argument that. To say about the defense them do it.
Thank you.
How you can't prove it? A feelings argument that, brother.
You can't prove it.
But
you can't prove it.
Speed, big up on yourself, everybody.
Yeah,
the real head turner in I building. Zin, I've been a follow the case long time. Let me go on a little rundown history. A long time we have follow Kartel from cash money days, from Vegas can tell you, from Waterhouse bus to town. When them look a mini bus they run town and everybody cack off. Two of them bus that my father did one.
Right.
So I know the thing go a man in a bus and girl in a lap. You see me?
So you know Waterhouse to some definitely understand what you mean.
So you know where I come from when we talk about Kartel. With this case, it's so publicized for over 13 years in the media. And like say, Kartel get arrested 2011 and go to prison and do him time and then try to appeal now and nobody not hear about the case. The case been dragging on for 13 years in the media. Now, with the juror, Zane, it worked both ways. It could be the defense who bribed the juror, or it could be the prosecutors who set it up because a unanimous decision, from the juror, and if one man come and say, yo, You know, so the man I try to bribe the case, they go look like say, yo, Kartel them, I try to bribe the juror, so the juror them a unanimous decision for say, yo, you know what, say him guilty because he might try to pay off the people. And when it could also be the prosecutor who set it up.
Exactly.
You get what I say? It worked both ways in both favor. It worked both ways. But here where the problem coming in, the judge had the sole decision to decide right then and there if they want to do a mistrial or continue the case. Then and there, we know the law. The case should have never been continued. It should have been stopped, call a mistrial, and redo, even if it takes 65 days. Because
Sure.
what you know, 65 days turn into 13 years. You get what I say? 65 years turn into 13 years, and now we still a deal with this. Whether Kartel guilty or not, we don't know. And that's the thing with Jamaicans. We know it all, but we can't prove it all. You get what I say? Every man knows something.
We have to understand. We have to understand. I said this before, you know, and I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it again. They had issues with the witness, the crown witness from day one. Them reach a crossroad where them just say, you know what? Retry this. Just like when they can't find the witness, them know why them not witness them ready. Retry this. You know, say a problem. So guess what? Them just roll the dice. Them just say, yeah, we're going. At least we're going to make them brush up on 10, 15 years or 13 years, you know.
But in the same process with that now, Meji, look into it. Most of them money and almost completed them full sentence, you know.
No, them not completed no full sentence. Them get life imprisonment, but them up for parole
life,
at a certain
but
point.
25 before parole. 25 before
parole. Yeah, so
parole,
I mean, parole is not a guarantee.
Zin? Yeah,
They must serve a life. They must serve a life sentence. So as I said, we can't.
Depending on the condition with them.
We can't. That can't come into play because it left up to the parole officers.
The parole is based on moral board.
Yeah.
You get what I say? Because what is now? You can be eligible for parole, and if your moral turpitude not look too good, when they draw for your file and them say wait, instead of
your behavior,
him this and that and whatever, then not gonna give you.
That is it.
First thing, if you not admit where you not get parole, and the man you not admit, so you know go say how we do it, you not get parole. Okay,
parole is about remorse and rehabilitation and all them things here.
Exactly.
Because they must have a reason to let you back into society. So and let's just call it what it is. The man must serve life.
Even when you rehabilitate, you know, if the victim come ball and say, boy, you know, say it still affect me until no one rare.
Yeah, man. True.
Boy, they say, hey,
so this whole argument about the man is serving time already and all them things, that is irrelevant. The main argument to look on Virgin, the justice system never set no legislation in place to protect the man. Look at this thing. The wickedest thing, you know, from February, this ruling passed and Congress, the Parliament, no have an emergency amendment of the Constitution.
Fox.
You know, things say something like this with so much cases and too much things happening in Jamaica. And the high crime rate, that things say them that least put and call an emergency constitutional amendment. If them still not do it, it's still not done.
But as me say, with what you said earlier in terms of like them, we think them this case are the perfect case to them use with, you know, kind of revamp the system on a level in terms of like fair trial and stuff.
The case they got change the system a lot, and just like
because, you know, the magnitude of the case and whoever involved and so forth, everybody eyes upon it. So me think are the perfect case for like create that impression there. And me think say, as I say, the judge for the most part, I do a good job. You know, me see people across the judge, me not understand where they really want. You know?
They don't know where to come from. The same thing happened to Justice Sykes, and we were saying the same thing.
Exactly.
We were saying the same thing because you have people on the internet who have influence and feel like them are the number one crime analysis on the internet, and them feed an audience. And the amount of disrespect where Justice Sykes went through, lo and behold, the man is working with the guideline.
That is it.
The man is working within the confinement of the law, what he was privy to. And people have cussed the man. And who are the main contributors of that? The vloggers and on the internet we claim so them brilliant, more brilliant than anybody.
True.
Right. I just want to say a quick thing too. Because the general when him checking in did say that the judge had all the authority. That is more like an absolute statement. I just want to say it because you know the reason more time. The judge by law must consult both parties in that matter. You get what me I say? The judge can't just say, oh, are this go on? Let me throw it out and whatever. You get what me I say? Yeah, man. By law, you have to kind of consult for fairness and transparency. You have to consult both parties.
I'm glad I mentioned the point there. We're going to draw for a case. We're going to draw for a case. We have the similar issue just the other day. The Rico case we are going with Young Thug. Do you notice him lawyer go behind the judge go behind the defendant and speak with a
witness.
A witness.
Right.
Zin.
Right.
In the same process, the defendant lawyer come out and say, "Oh dear, you for go behind an hour back and talk to them." So I agree with what you say.
Right.
That the judge should have called both, but I think they did.
Right. And yeah, the judge did consult both parties. You get me? I say, and Vybz Kartel, our attorneys actually, you know, they
both were agreed to continue.
Yeah, they never agreed to it, and the DPP went in the chambers too, and the DPP agreed to continue. So at the end of the day, with the Young Thug trial too, you know. Remember then they dismissed the jury. It's a new jury them are deal with now. You get me? I say, general. Because guess what now? The laws in America affords the judge to do that, to throw it out. You get what me I say? But in a Jamaica now, the judge have to really consult both sides. You get what me I say? Yeah. In order to appear to be fair. In the interest of fairness and to be balanced, he must hear the perspectives of both sides, both parties, and that is what he did. You get what me I say? And the DPP them say we will proceed nonetheless, and him just go ahead.
All in all, brother, this may come down to the judge's decision at the end of the day, brother.
Fox.
The panel of judges. They may just look on it and say, yo, X. If X is Ray, then Y is Ray. I just one of them things there, but of course, them have to put forward these arguments to let the system know this is not just about this case, because this is a perfect case to send a message, to set a precedent that you have witnessed them. You can't have people sit down and wait on trial, and you witness them already.
Can you imagine how much people in a jail right now? Zin, after I go through the same ordeal.
If you want to have witness participation, overall the witness protection program, stop pin it only over one side where you get emotional, and that me not emotionally invested in this case. When that man, either way it go, me still have to get up and go work.
That is it.
Me I talk about the legality of it, brethren.
Because
either way,
what? Anyone who could end up in a situation like that.
Either way, go my life not change.
True.
But we have to understand, say, the legal aspect of it, brethren. And that's how we do. And what the judge is doing, and the judge is asking the prosecution questions where maybe a judge has never asked these questions to a prosecution team or the DPP or anybody who come in front of them with a case. Maybe these questions were never asked. The dichotomy is we have a situation where the world are watch. This case is a landmark case to go to the Privy Council. Secondly, we have a lawyer where love the spotlight and him go talk. And him go draw attention to it. It's not one of them lawyers that will come and do a little thing when the camera push in front of him face and him gone. This lawyer is a unique lawyer. Him having platform and he go on different platform and he cry all like water to his man the ball like water, you know.
Yeah, man. The way play, man.
He's a man who get emotional and see how the mouth start frat up, you know. And that one a unique lawyer this.
I must say, them man, they're going to a court to themselves on TV, you know.
Yeah, man. Them man, you know what? And here we go on now. Him get him way how to, because even the habeas corpus of the man file, which file funny. Like, yo, why would he do that? But the man find way if he even get that in front of the court and we gonna laugh at it and say you're foolish him do. And him waste some money and all them things there. But him just him unique style.
Maybe the habeas corpus was just to draw attention. So the judge pay attention to that, even though it never worked, because I never see the purpose of it right there. So
Even though the James Capper doesn't make sense, but me I tell you say is the unique lawyer him want to be, him want the world to know say yo, me I bring the information to you.
Yeah.
You know much people never know that word, brother. That term there?
Yo, I'll me that for go look it up too.
But no, people know that if they're sitting in jail without a trial, them can use it. Them, you know, most lawyers have never privy them clients to this. A man is sitting in jail for over 50 years, you know, and we have legal aid lawyers in Jamaica. You know. This is the total justice system must be overall. The man is sitting in jail for 50 odd years without a charge, without a trial. Excuse me.
Right. Oh, I must be 15 million and give me 50 subi.
Exactly.
Million, but that
brother, you know much mental damage that, brother.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what psychological and mental damage that, brethren. And the man that come out of prison don't get a woman for over 50 years. And then
himself.
And then maybe him so backed up he go commit another crime.
That's it.
And it's cause and effect. Cause and effect. So we can't have. So it's a unique lawyer. I not agree with every move we make, but who am I? Him have a degree. Him a practice.
So man.
My opinion is invalid.
Right. I mean, I'm gonna say that you know, filing that habeas corpus, yeah, and I don't see the relevance of it or the effect. But at the end of the day, yeah, lawyers are gonna do what lawyers do.
But a film where he must have make nice.
Right.
Them man go on all facts. You ever see Bert Summers on the Fox News and the Fox 7 and sit there?
And newspaper, you see Bert them, you know. Man, they on Fox, man.
Yeah, man. At the end of the day, I'm not gonna lie. Putting out the paperwork to write this up wasn't necessary, but it draw attention and it gives the Jamaican people them more knowledge.
But probably I guess them I look well, as I say, attention and support, because even the argument raised in a court as to if them can get jurors when I know about the case and so all of them things that we're going to just more race. So it could be a part of them plans to say, yo, listen, you know, we are just allowed up this as loud as we can get it.
The next thing when we did see them that talk about this bail act, because I live in Florida, you see me? So we don't really too follow the Jamaican law, but as me hear them talk certain things, I go look it up. You see me? Because I saw you have to learn certain things, you know. And I hear a man talk certain things, you look it up, you know, just hear for reply. True. You get an understanding of what you talk about before you come talk about it. So when me hear them talk about the bail act and that them change the bail act, but yet still them willing to give the defendant them bail. Me not understand how that go work right there. So.
All right. So remember that's kind of explain a little thing, like quick and fast.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
What the prosecution was arguing, because remember, you know, they are arguing for a retrial, right? So what they are saying is that should we go to a retrial, bail would actually be applicable to these men so as to address whatever until the retrial, you know, the whole retrial thing deal with. So that was a legal argument, but it was really one trying to convince the court to push for a retrial. You get what I say, General? Right now, as it stands, even right now, you know, right now, them can't apply for the bail. They cannot.
Yeah. No, I know, because this will be over yet. Yeah,
the decision met, but what the prosecution was arguing is that, Your Honor, yeah, man, go to a retrial. Yeah, man, these men, you know, yeah, man, they will be eligible for bail. You know, once the retrial decision make. So that was the context of their argument.
So it's based off of them. It's based off of them getting a retrial then.
Right. You're right, because they are arguing for a retrial. So what they're saying is that, yeah, man, put it to retrial. Yeah, man, they will be eligible for bail once the retrial is announced. So that is just what they are saying in trying to convince the court to do a retrial.
But it's an argument of truth that they are them just say something for convince the judge.
No. It's a statement of fact in the sense that, all right, so for argument's sake, if the court's a retrial, yes, then the defense attorneys, right, they can apply for bail.
Listen me.
Still, you know, but
listen me.
Because they say them kind of touch up the bail act still.
No, so but that's the reason why the bail act right now is that until this matter, until a decision is made on this matter by the court, them can't get no bail. But a retrial would be a decision made by the court. So therefore, they can proceed with the bail application after the decision is made. You get what I say? And that's why the Bail Act kind of address this matter.
Big up to Canon, you know. Just let me say this quickly, Subi. Big up Canon, bless up for the super chat, you see it. And say bless up the live and thumbs up the live, you know, you see it. So, yeah, man, go through Mr. Vegas.
You have to understand, so, you know, I've been watching cases, retrial cases, all of them cases over the years. I've never read or seen or heard a prosecution actually give bail before the outcome.
Yeah, but
the prosecution can't go back and go argue say the man them should not get bail. You know?
But you see, the problem is in a Subi. They are only arguing that point to actually what? To actually validate the retrial.
Yeah, they have a secure.
Me no say no, right? Me no say no, you know. But them cannot. Let's say them get a retrial. Them can't go argue say them man can't get bail. You know?
Facts.
No, but
so one thing we know.
What's the thing that Subi? Not to cut your wisdom. Right now, you know, the prosecution, remember, you know, they will take a retrial and give the man them bail. If listen to me, if you ask the prosecution right now, would you take a retrial and give these men bail immediately? They will say yes. So then
no prosecution, DPP acting DPP will believe in them evidence, not that bail.
Yeah, probably.
Them not believe in how them have him. This just firstly, if it were Paula and Llewellyn, I present that case. She not answer this, brother. Paula and Llewellyn are go down with machine blazing.
I'm kind of glad say Paula don't in this because you know why? Paula could have done based on when we see them present. Paula could have done no better.
Listen me.
No better.
Paula, maybe the right word is no better, but me not think should have want to do better.
Yes, but I'm just saying, and that's why I'm glad say she not in it because based on the arguments presented, them not have no argument. Remember in Subi, we have never seen a prosecutor admitted to say, you know, say a retrial would breach their rights in a real life.
Exactly, bro. But you know why? You know why they had to? Guess why they had to, bro? Guess why they had to? Because the world I watch, bro.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
And guess what? The prosecution team, them timid is a shame. Trust
Nobody
me.
have an error on a certain level. You know?
Listen me. There's nothing the judge can do better than what the judge do. The prosecution weak like at 7 days. Trust me, they don't have nothing. They don't have nothing for holding on them. If listen me, I must have yield me, everything going to depend on it. Listen, me not rule it out totally.
Yeah.
But I'll be surprised if this got to a retrial, Bridget. The prosecution have no argument.
In the case, I got said the evidence with them present is admissible if a retrial is given. So that means that the evidence with them already exposed to the media, everybody can be used again. Not knowing that the evidence like that can also be tampered with CMA because it depends on the internet all over.
Well, it depends on the type of evidence still though, because they can tamper with some evidence, but the outcome, you know, is they go ahead with it.
I said it's more like a cross that bridge there when they get to it kind of reasoning.
Exactly. It's like case in point where the phone information, the phone data was accessed illegally. But you know, they overruled it. So like that means say, oh, you can't say I never meet up on the phone in a kind of way then. And then come like say somebody take my phone and when them breaking it and looking at it, them say some illegal activities and then give it to the police. My phone was stolen. The police them get the information illegally. But that not outweighs what is on the phone. So that's the only part where the prosecution would have to have bank on.
All right. So Subi, last week the prosecution said that the law allows for you to breach you know, a person's rights in terms of the time, right? That it take. Remember, over 10 years, the man them appeal it or whatever. So they are saying that there are provisions within the law that allows you to really do it. But guess what? It must be demonstrated. You have to justify why you do it. And the prosecution did not validate that argument. That was just a talking point that they use and say, yes, Your Honor, there are provisions within the law that allow you to breach the defendant's constitutional rights in this context. But it must be demonstrated why it is done.
I can tell you one thing. If there are any other cases in front of the court where have similar cases in front of the court, enough man go come on road, even man we have on camera, video, whatever, commit the crime. It don't matter the part, it don't matter. Enough man go come on road, you know. Enough man go come on road right now. You know how much money in a jail right now. Look at a loophole. This is not even a loophole. This is a big old garage door. A whole heap of man right now have them liar. I file documents right now. And here we go now. Hear the thing about the case you know. Right? It's not enough to go to the Privy Council. Because it's been documented, tabled in our justice system in our courts. The Supreme Court. So a lawyer go argue now and say, yo, yeah, my client rights was breached too. I will for breaching and go on.
No for breaching.
The amount of money I go see on the road, we never expect to come back on the road. I go say, ratted. Yeah, man.
But then whose fault is that? That's the defense fault, the prosecutor fault. Because obviously, them a drag out whole heap of man case and a breach them constitutional right for a long time now. So if man say the issue for use that the loophole if you come out and man go use
no, drag out case is not the main issue because it's a reasonable time. The key word is within a reasonable time. A reasonable time can be because evidence, people pass off, all kind of different things. Can be even the defense a drag out case too. Me know of a case where the defense are drag it out. Me know that for sure. The defense do everything in their power to drag it out. So whether they frustrate witness. You understand? Witness, me know witness in our witness protection program. Every time this you go to court, till all woman start all hallucinate all kind of thing when they get her medication and turn mad woman. Yeah. Drag it out till all one other person with a witness protection program with her. Come out of the program gone. And for her whole life destroyed. Her whole life is destroyed. And the prosecution are delayed. It's not the prosecution delaying it. So we don't sit up here and let us sit up here and act as if it's just the prosecution alone drag out case. Yeah, defense lawyer will drag out case.
Yeah, because the purpose of dragging out a case, is to make sure most of the people them don't even remember, and from the defense,
exactly.
From the prosecutor side, is to get evidence,
Yeah,
on the defense side, is to drag it out so the witness them to remember, I go tell you something. I two of them cases I go through Florida, aggravated by the deadly weapon. You see me? And many want to mention the next one because it's a more serious crime involving a police officer. You see me? So when I say, I go through them, I think I'm understand, and my lawyer, them coach me and show me, say, yo, my G, the longer you can drag out the case with the money, the better for you. Most of them cases, them don't even want it to be publicized. You see,
you will be careful with yourself, General, because we don't want that used against you in a court, yeah?
No, man, my thing done and square already. You see me? That's why I don't really too talk much about, but my thing done and square already. You see me? But what I say is that, in the sense of with what go on a yard now, with this case, the fact that it being dragged out for 13 years, I understand say the media play a role because even the same video them with them use as evidence. If you go and look on them a video when they must say, yo, the people them them can get a jury that's not tainted. When you go and look on them a video, with the online with the evidence with them release, over 900,000 views upon them, So that means if you look into the ratio of Jamaica, if I just Jamaican people alone that look on it, which are worldwide, see? If a Jamaican people alone that look on it, that are over 3 million views, If a one person have view it per day,
And you have to remember say shared on multiple platforms as well.
And it's shared on multiple platforms at that.
So see, while I want me I just look on YouTube, we have TikTok and Instagram and all of these places. We are share stuff, you see. Facebook and so forth.
So find a jury. What this case of a teacher defense the prosecution right now is that, hey, listen, we mess up. We mess up from the get-go, we mess up. And all me say how they mess up incompetent forensic science. The police officer them who hold on to the evidence, them even leak evidence in at the same time at the case are go on. Because I remember one time them I say, yo, the man they on video, murder man, Ray, and people say, where video there? And by the time you look it up on YouTube.
See.
And the case still a go on. And at that one of the talking point the judge are using and make them know, say, yo, you don't even protect the evidence. The evidence is all over the internet. Because if a case is ongoing like this, you don't want that the evidence get out, none at all, The public have to see it, Yeah, we know, say, the man accused of this. Yeah, them say them having pan this and that, blah, blah, blah. That is for the court, the jury, the judge, and the prosecutor, and the defense. It's not supposed to hit the media if the case is an ongoing case like this. When the case come to a conclusion and close, then you can release that the information and you know, say, yo, the case has settled.
Yeah.
But this a case ain't not settled, and over 13 years, it's a case you're dragging, and you have to understand, so like the G say, we have to take our feelings out of it because he's a popular entertainer, everybody love him. Zine? So we have to look on it as a regular man to the system. And you can't be biased in opinion when you look on it because you have to look on it from both angles. Just put yourself in the picture. And look on it from both angles.
Mm-hmm.
When you look on it from both angles, now you say, if me was the defense, would I do everything in my power like this? Because remember, cartel job is not there to prove that the system right, The prosecutor is there to prove that the system is right and the system is going according. Cartel is there to defend himself by all means necessary. I know for him job to prove that the system right. He might go use all of the loophole where him can use and film lawyer can come up with every mickle and muckle and put it together and make it work and get him out. And the system have to learn from that and correct the mistake so the next time something like this happen, them can go back and say, yo, this did happen because cartel case have become a case study, for future case, It will become a case study, Years to come, if any man pull off another stunt like this, they're going to refer back to the cartel case, they're going to refer back to this case and that and that.
Me feel general, not because of wisdom. Remember, last week the court asked, say, who leaked the evidence out in the public, right? The court wanted to know that. I don't see where, and the court was asking the prosecution that as well. I think they should really pursue this matter so they can find out who do it and press criminal charges so that we don't have a next matter of this nature. Because at the end of the day, the leaking of the evidence as well will compromise the whole case. And we can't have these precedents where people who are supposed to be responsible with sensitive information or confidential information and leak it. No, they must find out who leak it and lock them up.
Yeah.
What?
Them have to face because if you don't do that, you will always have even what you just say, who leak the evidence also with the juror. Jurors need to start get punished to the point where they have to understand. So when you sit on a jury, then your job there is to give the people them a fair trial. Because if we can't set an example, forget a fair juror, we're going to always have this a problem here. We're going to always have evidence a leak. Just like I say, it's incompetent of the police officer them who hold the evidence. Because right now the middle of the case, people on the internet are ball for see evidence. I'm gonna leak it. We don't know where it come from. Then we all say all videos that come out with girls sucked and all kind of shit. Them should not come out on a man's phone.
That's all, man.
Can I say a thing?
Yeah, got you,
Bless up. Good afternoon and good evening to the Europeans.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself.
Bless up.
Yeah, man. Emotep. You and Mr. Vegas, brother. I have to commend, for the Washington, for the DC thing. Because, I sat there and watch a live and watch a man them sacrifice them voice, knowing that they're going to lose them voice, for prove the cause, and people with a voice need to stand up, and the man them really show, say, yo, we're there and we stand up. You see me, I say, on base. Like, literally, and like me, I say, I have to commend the dog. You see me, I say, bless up for that.
Yeah, my respect.
And so, with the cartel thing, you know, as we can see, the prosecution case is kind of weak as far as, you know, for them presentation as far as to prove why this needs to go to a retrial. But at the end of the day, the same thing that the brother talked about for the past 10 minutes about this is going to be a case file and it's going to be something to look at for many other files or many other cases to come. So I think that the prosecution, that is their biggest argument that they're having in the chamber with the judge and saying, hey, we cannot just let this slither away because this is going to be a big thing in the future to come. And we have to make some real laws and some proceedings out of this thing right here in the favor of the prosecution and the law. If we just let the defense just ride away with the victory into the sunset, you know, like we said, enough breaches are going to come, like we ever said. So I think, you know, I have to go with my thought because, you know, I don't want to get threatened. You know, I think it's bail pending the retrial.
All right. So Canon.
Yeah, man.
At the end of the day, my general, the court can deal with feelings, and the court cannot display any bias. You get what I say? That's why we say the symbol of justice is the scale, and the person who hold it blindfolded, which means, you know, yeah, man, see no evil, speak no evil. In other words, you are totally unattached from the matter. It's justice that has to prevail. Yeah. So the prosecution can't go to the court and say, oh, we have to go to retrial because if you don't, then it's going to set a precedence for other people. No, them can't deal with that. They have to deal with each case and the merit. You get what I say? And deal with them one by one. So this matter is about justice for everybody. And it's justice for the accused and justice for the defendants. You get, I mean, the prosecution. Yeah. So it has to go both ways, my general. So it's the law and justice where I got talk. Not to say, well, oh, Your Honor, you know, so we should really do the retrial because if we don't, then 1 million man will come challenge the system. They don't care about that, my general. Because you can't use that. You can't use that.
That's the only argument, though, you know.
I know, but I'm saying that argument cannot be used to influence the decision by the court.
Yeah.
You get what I say? You can't use that for influence the decision because at the end of the day, it has to be based on justice and what is right. You get what I say? And what is fair and balanced. So them can say that, you know. But at the same time, yeah, every case has to be dealt with on its merit, one by one. So come what may. But you can't use that now to influence a decision against the men because the court would be prejudiced in that regard if they make a decision based on that recommendation and not based on justice. You get what I say? Because that would be a departure from justice and more like, oh, what is in the interest of the prosecution? Because that is an argument that they are putting forward.
You understand, but remember we talked about one of the topics was it's not really about the evidence, you know, it's more about the reasoning, you know, for why.
Well, hold on, I think you're break up.
Hold on. Okay, in there. Canada did it?
Yeah, you never hear me.
Yeah, I don't know. You just cut off, so quiet. Got you back again.
No. Yeah, some of that. Remember, some of the talks. One of the topics was that it wasn't really about the evidence. It was just about the reasoning of why it needs to go to a retrial for the prosecutor. You know, what is the reason why you like you said, the judge asked the prosecutor, "Do you think you have enough?" The judge used the word "think." Do you think you have enough? And them said them have most of the witnesses.
Right. And the thing is this, Tommy General.
Yeah.
In comparison to the argument of it's not about an evidence-based hearing, yeah, it's really a different conversation that because the prosecution wanting to influence the judge on the basis of prior reactions from others, that is more like a speculatory assertion. You get what I say, General? Because when the prosecution say, Your Honor, we want you to put this to a retrial because if you throw it out, that means we have one bag of man where I go come sue. That is speculation because it has not occurred as yet. And you can't use that for really say, carry go retrial. You get what me I say, me general. Them have to really stick on, justice being served. Is it fair and just? So it can be based on what is to come when they never cross the bridge there yet. You get what me I say, me general. So the judge would answer, cross that bridge when we get to it. But right as up, it's justice that should prevail, not what is to come. Or no assumption say what will happen after when a decision is made. So them have to really kind of deal with each case and its merit. All right, look at Rick step away. Hold on. Kashi, you there?
Yo, King, man, dude.
Yeah, man, bless up. Yeah, man, got you. But I don't know if Rick step away. So
yeah. Man, make a little step. Me there back still, but got you free and make we hear for you.
No, man. Me just look the headline a while ago. I get to say something like a ruling by July 31st.
Yeah, a ruling by July 31st.
Me there with my little small thinking and small brain, I wonder why it takes so long for it. Well, I mean, it could be tomorrow, it could be any day, but why have to use July 31st? You know what I mean? I mean, I think there is much in it to come back with a ruling.
Now, what money want to tell us, a ruling by next week, and when I look next week, they might extend it. So I think them give a fair time. Them say by July 31st, so it no mean say it a go be absolute like that. It can be any time before. But them just give
okay, so
me not think it a go be with them. Me not think them a go wait till July 31st though.
Okay, is it that they can apply for bail now, or I don't know what transpired? No, what's going on?
They have to wrap up.
No. Them can't apply for bail. No, them have to wait for your decision. But in general, one of the biggest misconceptions too, we have to be careful, is to think that what we are hearing through the media is the entirety of the documents presented to the court. How all documents presented to the court, my general. So as me I said, we have to give them time to go through the whole and book the whole of the documents there. You get me I say?
Yeah, because our opinion just based off of the snippets of what we get from people, and where we see the news media, but them not give the full context of what go on in the court, because there's more things we talk about in the court, and there's more allegations with true at court and all of them. I think this, so the little bit what we get, we can just base your opinion off of. So I agree with you, brother.
Yeah, man. It's a whole heap to unpack. So we might hear some little things. I remember saying, the prosecution and the defense will present arguments that when the court look at it, it is valid arguments, so they will not challenge it. So them say, all right, Lord, that this, so make we look at this and look at that. You get what I say? So it's a lot for them to dissect and unpack. So we have to just be patient. As me say again, people have waited so long. Yeah, man. I don't think a month or so. Man, is really a big difference, because I really the finish line because they are now still. You get what I say?
Fuck.
Yeah. I mean, the system already got so much out of them still, it's I don't know what this big fight is about still, but let's see how it goes.
So what you think about the arguments presented today, if you observe the internet in general?
Well, the arguments presented today, I saw, but I haven't really read them, so I'm not too want to make certain comment, but in terms of the headline, I can say of course I sort of argue for him client, and then I didn't really like I didn't like the headline that I saw. The prosecutor said something like they shouldn't be let off based on a technicality and stuff like that. No, I mean, I don't think the prosecution should say that, because it was their blunder, you know what I mean? And when you're doing something, you do it right.
Not to cut off, I think them can say what they want to say it up to the judge for say if this a nonsense or this actually makes sense still. Not them saying it not necessarily mean the judge are going to agree still. No,
but I'm just saying we messed up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, they secure a conviction, by any means, so they must say whatever they must say. The
reason why I don't like that argument, right? That's like one of them argument there where skeptic would have sit down and say, yo, but we know say they're guilty, so say retrial. You know what I mean? It's like saying that when I say them should get up on technicality. It's like the same.
Well, I know. We fire skeptic for about 5 minutes in our life, man. circle back whenever if him get film result. I will find say a one way film head turn. So see me in the chat about it.
Right. All right. So Kashi, let me say this, my general. You have to look on the thing deep, man. Any Gaza person where hear the prosecution say that, them really laugh. Let me tell you why. You and I know that statement is one of the foolish statements where a prosecution can make, right? That's an indication that they are clutching at straws, my general. That statement there shows the clutching at straws. So we have to kind of look at the intricacies of those statements and realize, but wait, none of them mess up the thing. So all them are talk about say, you know, we can't allow these men to get off based on technicality. So it's more of clutching at straws, throwing something and see if it stick. But them,
that's true. That's a weak argument.
It's laughable.
Yeah, that's true. Because most cases, you know, whenever people win appeal and get up on technicalities and stuff like that. So that's it make no sense. But yeah. So I said, just have to wait and say, hopefully by next week or the week after still, you know?
But Imotet.
James, man.
Even the case that you refer to with the bomb stop, it's technicality why them overturn the law. You know that, right?
Yeah, man.
Because the Supreme Court rules say for a machine to be fully automatic, a one press trigger. Even with the bomb stop, you still have to press trigger multiple times. So it's technically not a fully machine.
We're right. And the point
so
I wanted
it's
to show,
technicality.
Right. And the point I wanted to really show is that there are some laws, even Roe versus Wade and them something there, right? These laws have been around for over 60 years, right?
Yep.
And the Privy Council the Supreme Court does rule, so it is unconstitutional. So my point was that laws are there, but that not means that them absolute. That's why laws are amended. You understand me? I say, and laws will always be amended, and laws will always be up for interpretation because things and times change. So no law is absolute, and that was just my point I wanted to really show. The ones and ones them say, no laws are absolute. They get what I say. So even though that antiquated Jury Act, it was a legal provision, you know, the Privy Council said, listen me, this is antiquated and this is not in keeping with the times. That's why them rule against it. So, you know, as me I say, laws are there, but they're not in a stone.
And don't they amend that law since then too? Don't they
Yes, exactly. Right after the trial.
Technically,
it
wasn't even supposed to be there. So since I was using technicals, it was supposed to be there. So that means you convict the man them and technicality too. So what did them get off on technicality?
And then no James Bond, and then you change the Jury Act.
You change the Jury
Act. Because you know, sir, that thing they questionable. We can understand if they went to the Privy Council with the same Jury Act, you know. So even them changing the Jury Act or amending it shows that that is an admission that something wrong with an 1898 Jury Act, yeah? You understand me I say?
Facts, man. But as me said, the man, I think a lot of people are go around the thing because of the factors that are involved. You know, got you. No, me just say, I think a lot of people are go around the thing because of the who are in it. They not keep it real. You see it?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm not look funny as just regular man. Them look funny as artists. You know what I mean? And there are some regular man where really them not have no evidence on certain things and them just get buried. You know what I mean? Not the system. So you have to really look on this thing.
Watch all that person. You know, I said nothing with sense and you decide your approach at the thing there. Shana Henry, stop chat Effrey. Kartel team gave the juror 500,000 to bribe the juror to just to bring the case to disrepute.
Right.
If Shana checking it right now and we just ask him one question, say prove it.
Right.
There is no proof.
Right.
But the Supreme Court just showed a on Dirty case was the last week or right before last or not because of the same thing on the constitutional bench. How skeptic them now make the nice to that. And go on, they not make the nice
no,
to that.
because what on the James Bond, you see sometimes, brother, because I remember in the James Bond, even when the Privy Council just start the little reason or a reason, I was standing up and say, listen me now. That 1898 Jury Act afforded the court to keep that quote unquote tainted juror. And the law is because that person was not dismissed. And that the jury act say, you know, if you don't dismiss the person is not considered tainted, right? And me as a boy, the judge never make no mistake. That's so. But when the Privy Council rule, I'm look at me and say, but hold on, them right. Because the man take a oath to uphold justice. And he got bribe somebody to write this, so him breach him oath. So him tainted from right there. So
you know what I mean? I understand him.
Really have to move ahead with things and stop with feelings in front of things, bro.
You know what I mean? I understand, right? It's the same juror, right? Or the tainted juror. I guess he approached every single member on the jury panel with this bribe, you know, brother. Everybody, you know, because me even hear Dr. Caroline Cooper talk about it. And she said, the juror, it was 3 instances. It was one where one of the lawyer basically ended up in the same place with one of the jurors, and they said it was a mistake, and the judge was good with that. It was the second one was one of the jurors came about and said, hey, my son is in the same detention facility with these men. I don't want to be a part of this case. Okay, cool. Then they removed that juror. And then now with this juror that got convicted, he came and he was meeting with all members of the jury panel. And if you tell me, say, the judge not initiate, not try to make the DPP investigate everything and just make it slide. I don't understand that, brother. And then them want to come talk about technicality, bro. Like, come on, that just never make no sense. It's like the judge don't do no investigation at all on the accusations. Nothing. That seemed real weird, and people need to remember, say, hey, the defense did object to making the trial go forward, right? And the DPP said she was good with it going forward, right. And the judge agreed, and they went ahead with it. People must stop say, yo, the defense, they agree to it too. No go so.
In general, people don't read. That is our problem. We don't read, and we like to be spoon-fed information, right? So here we go now. A man now go spend the time to go read the transcript. So here,
a man we already have in mind make up. He not care not about no read.
Right.
You know, him already tell himself saying no more on the judge, no more on the lawyer, them no more everybody else. And come out and more time and put forward an argument will look stupid. Same like this Shana person where I tell we said Kartel pay whoever 500,000 for whatever. Me that one have a call in and come explain to we how you come to that conclusion.
And it's so crazy that the man get convicted and them not have nothing to say, hey, what influenced him for him bribe them the jury. Them not have nothing at all. It's like the brother just vanishing at the wind, brother. You don't hear nothing else about it. It's extremely weird.
That's why I tell you, say it look more like that's why I tell you, say it could have benefit both parties, but it look more of the prosecution side, because if you can go around and try to bribe everybody in there, so it will look like say the defendant them guilty. See? That is one way the prosecution them did I use in case.
I mean, I'll try to point it to no side.
Right.
I think the responsibility as to who bribe who should have be pacified in the court, and them feel to do that.
Right. All right, watch that.
Remember, you are trying to case. Well, I'm general. First thing first, you know, up here are trying a case. And you come here and tell with this and I tell with that. You alone they are try case. You see it, we are speak and what transpire in the court. That is a big difference. We don't up here are trying a case, man. You see it, if we don't try a case, we don't up here, you don't tell a reason upon a level where a man and say, yo, this man have to free or him have to get a retrial. That type of people like people we are try case. We just a reason upon what really are going. But I would say I think got you with one answer.
Me that say look upon it. Remember, you know, the prosecution side is there to uphold the law, you know. And by upholding the law, you know, any wrong move in the court, you know, the prosecution supposed to step in and say, yo, judge, this is what wrong, this is what taking place, this is what transpire. And the judge, as the head of the court now, as the sole priority now, look upon the prosecutor and say, yo, case mistrial, case dismissed, let's retry the case. The DPP agreed to continue with the case. Which he agreed to continue the case, and what them said, the defendant did agree to continue the case as well too.
No.
See,
no, the defense objected.
Yeah, so see that right then and there,
you know, them could have corrected this whole. They could have corrected this whole issue, you know, but them look pan and say, yo, 60 odd days into the trial. If we discharge the jury, we have to go restart the entire trial. They never wanted that. So this was a risk that they took. So they have to live up to it. You understand what I'm saying?
Watch this now, my general. Their 64-day blunder, right? Because watch this. Had they say here go on, yeah man, let's discharge this jury, you know, and do a retrial, you know. 13 years after, we wouldn't there. So them are what 64 days and they end up turning at 13 years or so, not true?
Exactly.
Now, then spend one bag of money for a court appeal, then spend a bag of money for a privy council, then spend a bag of money again for go this a hearing. Yeah. So, like, me not understand at 3 different places then going on. Because
so 64 days shouldn't matter for them retry the case.
Exactly. But it turned at 13 years, brother.
It turned at 13 years.
And one bag of other court hearing. So it can't make no sense.
Exactly. Good point, my G.
Yeah. And watch a go on now. If them did say make we just discharge the jury and start over, they would be very confident based on the evidence when them have. No, them clutching at straws. That may assure you. So this thing here, as I said, is a whole case study. And it is also a social engineering constructs case study, whereas people formulate them opinion because them favorite vlogger tell them so. That are the problem with that case here too.
It's real weird. I don't understand how a man can, or a person, an individual can look upon this case here, right? And them can't look upon it with an open mind, right? And be neutral. Me just not understand it. Yeah, if you rate the artist, you rate the artist, but why you can't reason as to what go on in the case? Why you can't reason as to what go on in the case?
Yeah, like, you have to put the feeling at
exactly.
Good point. Because you have to put your feelings as like a brother, man to man. I can tell you, put yourself in this situation. And you can go to the road at the grocery store right now. You have a concealed firearm on you, and a man try you in there, and you have to defend yourself. Zane, only the camera alone in that the building they see what go on. Zane, so the people must have them opinion. Let them keep them opinion. But when you go come out and leak certain information and say certain things, when you're accurate to the case and then I feed one party and I feed a set of party, I think, Zine, there's no way we're going to have an unbiased case to where everybody can formulate their own opinion and say, yo, you know, say such and such. No, you're going to have one majority of people that lean one way. And it put a strain upon the system because it's like them not come with an open mind. Them carry them feelings in it. You see me? You have to look on the open mind because anyone we can go through a situation similar to this.
But to be honest, you know, say if you look on this case, you're still, you know, Rick, if you look on it now, you know, say if I want a simple look on this, then go to retry a long time or something, you know that, right?
Yeah.
You know, so the popularity of the case, you know, brother.
Man have money in G.
We don't even talk about the money part. Forget about the money part. If this case never has so much notoriety, bro, just imagine what would happen. Then just do what they want to do with the whole thing.
Yeah.
We wouldn't depend this to bring awareness.
So the DPP.
Let's say the person have money and him not free. Probably not let him go a long time, bro.
The case when they're in the public. The case.
Yeah, because as the case where James Bond mentioned earlier, when we seen a Glean, similar to Kartel. Them like got the man, brother.
Hey, but what's funny though? Rick, what's funny though? Check this out, right? I don't think if this Kartel, this hearing never did go on, we would hear about that same case there, you know. You don't realize? I doubt we would have seen this headline, brother.
No, Glean know what them do, man. But
you know exactly what them do.
You know what they think them should do with that case here? You know what they think them from the evidence get put out in the media like this? From here on out, to give the people them confidence in the Jamaican system and give the confidence back to the people them should have live this here in their life. Zane? Make it be public so the people can
I think it should have been broadcasted for real. I'm not sure what the policies are, but I think it should have. I would have loved for it to be broadcasted so we could have really sit down and get schooled. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yes. Every man that learned something. Zine, every man that learned something and would have learned from this. Guilty or not guilty. Zane would have learned from this, but it should have been broadcast with the transparency and what the DPP them did do from previous.
Based on their blunder, yeah, for real. Yeah,
based on their blunder, it should have been because remember the DPP come out and say she's tried many cases like this.
That's crazy.
Remember one of the things that they were talking about was the same YouTuber, right? So and the publicity behind it. So maybe that was one of the reasons they didn't publicize it, you know.
Do you realize that such man will run the channel there?
Yeah.
Do you realize that the information we him a leak is confidential information?
Further explain some more.
That juror thing there. That juror
No,
thing.
may I say a certain channel.
Case?
A certain channel where you see a go on. This is why you see that channel that get dragged up in a court too, you know. Because at the end of the day, this person is releasing information that should have been confidential. That shouldn't even be not what the person they say out of their mouth shouldn't even run cross. With that the person they are everybody with them explain. Because
so when you say confidential, does it mean that it is credible information?
A confidential information can be a credible information, you know, but it shouldn't be released to the public. It's for court use only.
Yeah, it's only privy to those where it's applicable.
Yes,
So the lawyers, them and the court only, not the public domain.
Yes, not for the public domain. So may I say that person will run that specific channel upon YouTube, a leak certain information. Sit and listen to him. It seems like he's going into the archive of archive of,
I want to go on a joke.
Of the government and a leak information and I put other people's life at risk.
Hey, I visited that channel maybe 2 days ago. If you just really check out what's going on, and when we look at the comments from one of the video, I see some people are saying, "Yo, such man, you're God, you know. You're God. Me couldn't wait to grab my breakfast this morning on my tea, you know. Are you for prime minister? Are you for government?" Bro, people really, I don't even know what to say, man.
as vloggers, like the G said, we have to have open mind when time we are talking about things. We're not here to discuss a case. We're not lying. We're not trying the case. This is not judge and jury and prosecutor pan TV. We're not credible to do none of that. We're just here to formulate opinions.
Good.
Me not talk. Me not listen, man. Me not brother. When me reason, me just listen more time. You know, me not reason. I cut off man in the reason, brother. Man, a reason, bro. Me just listen.
Me not ask you for something, brother.
A good man.
If you're good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's a listening. That's it.
Yeah, man. So may I say is that when it come on to high profile case like this, brother, you know, it dragged through the media for 13 years. And like where I say, the money, if a man never have the money, you know, for do it, for pay him way and try to fight him case, you know. This a shit that the barrier who know some incompetent in the law, you know, who know some things about the law, you know. A man that just constantly I get grabbed off of the road, you know. I get beat up on the road.
What I implore everybody to do in Jamaica is read the Constitution and really know them rights. You know, that's what I would say.
Yes.
But the thing is, in general, since I mentioned bloggers, you have to understand, you know, there's all the law of duality always dominate the thing, brother. You have some man out there, the man them realize that there's a niche, there's a 8 Vybz Kartel niche out there, and them always milk that, brother. We can't go around that. So a man not really care about the facts, brother. A man just want to know say him can frame him argument where is a 8 Vybz Kartel niche. I just say them in general. So they not care about the facts, they not care about the truth. Sometimes they not care.
Well, me just look on it different, you know, cause me know say when if Vybz Kartel will come on road or get a retrial, it not up to no blogger still. You see it? Kind of blogger try the case, it up to the court. So them business what when on blogger say. But also you know I say, all right, just for entertainment purpose. Me hear where this man here that them and they say, right, but we go make some justice decision and I talk about man of God and them no brother. You see it? Me want to hear where the court has
said. Them worship him man. They say, hey, this starts my day. This is the best thing ever happened since life's best channel. You should run the country.
Yes, man.
Just look at some of the comments, them man. You'd be surprised. I can't believe people are really, you know, led that easily.
Right
honestly.
now with this case, everybody if you go into that open mind. Listen to the information. Listen to what is being presented. Zane, draw your conclusion from that. Just like I said earlier, Jamaica is a know-it-all but can't prove-it-all country.
Bro.
Because every man I go whisper to another man and say, you know, say that the man do something, but you can't prove it.
Bro, let me tell you something in general. And we in the real world, and we in a social media world, right? Social engineering is real. you have a lot of cults out there. I mean, I talk about platforms where people religiously believe in everything where the person has said. And if you dare try challenge that, they will even attack you in a real life. Even people where you know are people you reason with day in, day out, them will cuss you up his money them never met before.
All right, guess what? Right? All you talk right
No,
now,
yeah.
Stick a point, you know, say me have a cousin. And the same thing we had discussed. I mean, I said, brother, going with this with an open mind. The tampering with the jury work on both sides of the party. If you look into it, and when I start saying, the man no want hear, no, it benefit this money. This, I mean, I said, dog, as much as you hate Vybz Kartel, my G, let's reason upon this. Let's have a meds fan. The man, about 3-4 days now, the dog no link me.
Yeah, because guess what? They don't care about the truth. Yeah, canon.
I don't know that. I go mention to him say, yo, any man watch such channel, them dunce. And from me go say that to the man no link me.
Yeah, Imhotep, me could accept the argument there in court where you just use, because if a man come boy right now and this Rickstorm, I'm pretty sure the whole way you're gonna raise him up. So we can't use that argument the way you just.
No, it's a different argument that say still.
No,
because
like somebody rate him or whatever.
Hold on, somebody at this and somebody at question the validity of the information are two different things. Me not talk about this thing. Me talk about someone questioning the credibility of the information being presented. You get what me I say?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So all right, so that them in general, but as me I say is that this whole thing here is an eye opener for enough people, and it goes to show some people they don't care about the truth. They're not about justice. It's what about what them want to happen. They're not a kid. They don't care about the law abiding. Don't make them trick you. They don't care about that, brother. It's about when they feel.
But if I'm gonna move the goalpost of the law to fit film narrative, me can't take you serious, brother. You see, the law are the law. So it now have nothing to do with whether you like this man or hate this man or
that is it.
Not important in general. The law are the law.
So if I got you. If you tell me the truth, brother, the only time that channel even come across my mind every time when you mention it, you're saying if you're telling me the truth.
And I want to point it to like even a one direct channel. Because just for example, but I even see Imhotep a reason upon like even some politics thing yesterday. And some ones when me see they from day one. You see the man ever try to style the thing, brother. You see it, and me just look and say, yo, Jaja no. The over politics, like a man a dirt all a man because him now say where he must be. So I just show you, so it's not even think there are whole heap of platforms and so on, whole heap of followings, man. Think that the man made music, you know, artists and this and that and you see it. You know, a man just feel like say him can't keep the thing real because him have to be led by somebody, brother. We have too much sheep out there that more people think for themselves in general.
Right, and we're not talking on one platform neither. Probably you have a bigger platform with a louder voice and them something that members say that platform was actually, you know, in the news and in the courts. But him not the only one. You have a whole heap of them, and you have platforms were created after that. And this is the sole purpose of them not care about the facts, them not want to hear nothing about the truth, them not care about the laws of Jamaica, them just want to know say here we go on. Them want cherry pick which laws them respect and which laws they don't respect. And it no matter how we feel, we couldn't bar from now till the morning. The right to a fair trial stands. So we can't like say one dismiss the one there and they want like the rest of the laws them because it's convenient to our narrative.
Can't do that, you see it. You can't do that. You have to keep the thing real. If a law, you deal with a law, you deal with, you know.
That's why the people must always understand is that the law, the DPP, they're there to uphold the law. So anything funny in the law or anything happening in a court, they're supposed to call it because they're there to uphold the law. The defendant side is not there to uphold the law. Him already break the law, that's why I'm there in the defense.
That's why them have the saying, I say justice is a two-sided sword, you know. Them like when them want to cut one way, they don't want to cut the other way.
Yeah. Because if me get caught up in a court, me not go there for go prove. Hey, may I hear my G?
No, man, most people only like when they cut one way. When they cut the other way, them don't like it that way, you know. Them are dealing land harder till when if they cut for them side, they don't want the law. Because when a man go sit down now, in I'm rightful mind and look how this judge deliberate and start cuss the judge.
Okay, hey,
That
so
don't make
the
no
court.
sense.
For my virgin skeptic look like in there, but 2 seconds away and start cussing the judge, you know. Yes, I want to see my right.
Anyone read the context of what the judge said today? I don't know if we want to discuss it.
The bits of the pieces.
In terms of what now?
No, when she told the court the question of a retrial is never easy for our court of law, especially when it involves serious offenses and lengthy delays. It's gonna take us some time. It's gonna take us time, but the court is mindful of the need for expedition in this matter. Right? The court's judgment is reserved. Given the importance of the case, even if we reach a decision, we cannot come back to just give our decision without our reasons for the decisions. And that is where the delay usually comes from. But we are mindful of all the issues and especially the health issue of one of the appellants. So we'll do our best and we can say we aim for no later than the end of the term. Okay.
Right. That was the closing argument from the...
Yeah, me just get it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but on the right, they say there, you know, as we are saying,
that's fair, yeah.
You know, it is sad. Let me tell you what is sad, my general. The same people who are all about law and order and justice turn around, accost the justice system, and then can't prove what the judge did wrong or say wrong.
But I jungle justice people them there, you know, say I jungle justice people them there do.
And them people them say they're all about law and order and justice.
Yeah, man.
But
Let's all agree on one thing real quick.
Yeah.
What want to think about the judge that's dealing with the case right now? Is she a bad judge?
That's just one judge, you know, more than one judge there. She's just the chief one.
The main judge. The main, what's his name? McDonald?
Yeah. Marva McDonald. Yeah, but
Marva McDonald.
As we even so be that reason earlier, I say, I think fair ruling and so forth that set a particular standard. I like say, yo, we can actually angle with affairs in Jamaica, and with a case like from at this magnitude, we can actually rule fair, because at the end of the day, as I say, for the most part, based on how she angle herself, she keep it 100 in my view.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
Any decision this judge make, I agree with it. Any decision.
So basically, that's why I said earlier is that the case should have been. The case should have been transparent, because me not gonna like agree with her 100%. She give me the confidence back to say, yo, you know, say there's some justice in the system.
Yeah, she so far she protect the integrity of the court. That's all I can say.
That's why I say I started the case and never did transparent to where we could have watched it.
No, you
because
can't.
Because she definitely a school board party in there, you know.
They can't televise this case, this hearing, because it will taint jury and all kind of something. When the case itself, I try now that them can probably televise, but I wouldn't televise this hearing either.
Right.
That's what they said, James Bond.
That's a great point to James Bond, because I remember them done a ball say they can't find no jury. Remember the defense I said, boy, no jury can, you know, be impartial here, so because of the publicity. So I agree with that too. But when it comes down to this matter in a real life, I think that based on what we saw so far, you get what I say? Yeah, the panel of judges, they did very well. Me not see no shaky argument where a man can say, but why the judge asked a question there and why them said this and said that. I think it was some very valid questions. The key one for me as well was when the judge asked the prosecution, do you have the witnesses? And then no, they say we have most. And when the judge look, the judge see one affidavit, right? Where I say Tom and Jerry and whatever, to state that, yeah, man, we have most of the witnesses. And she said, but hold on, do you think this is enough? A piece of document written by, where the budget name, Jeremy Taylor? We need proof of the witnesses. Do you think this is enough? So the prosecution got schooled right there, sir. Because to give the court a piece of paper to say this is proof, an affidavit to say this is proof that you have most of the witnesses, that is not sufficient enough. And that's why she said that we cannot proceed and have these men languishing in custody while you guys go find the witnesses. So therefore, we have to bring the witnesses forward. And that's why they presented the witnesses today. Whatever them have, they presented it today.
Oh, they didn't present witnesses today? I didn't know that.
Yes.
But look at the foolishness behind it, though. They still have the men languishing until July, however. We're just in the middle of June.
No, but you just have to wait until the appeal process done, brother.
Right, it's a process.
I know, but the way that
view
they're
that as
rushing them
languishing.
as if they were going to make a decision in 2 days or something, which I
No, because the three judges
would
have to
approve of.
deliberate, you know. Them have to sit down and really look, you know, because them have to come out and give the media and the public an analogy to why them retry it or to why them are release them based off of what technicalities and what error and what misinformation are. You get what I say? Them have to sit down and reason between all three of them. Them can't just get up with a conclusion and say, yo, no retrial, release the man. Them cannot do that. Them have to sit down and deliberate upon the information. Look on the prosecution side of information where them present. Look on the defense side of information where them present. Then them base them opinion off it and come to a conclusion and give us the facts. When them come out...
And as where Imhotep said earlier, we need to always remember to say a whole heap of things submitting at the court. We just get sound bites from like the media, but a whole heap of things them have to look through and support and raise. So we have to remember.
If you see the damages, all the damage of the cases, out for uphold the integrity of the case, if it violate the man them constitutional rights, you get what me I say, them have to go through all that.
But the bottom line is every court take from them here Donald Trump case, whether or not they are allowed to indict whether they're allowed to prosecute a sitting president from April 27th, them done here the case, and I know they not come with a ruling yet. That's more than 30 days. So I'll Kartel ruling go quicker than that.
Well, that's the Supreme Court still.
The Privy Council took what? Probably a month to deal with 3 matters, even though them focus on one, the tainted juror.
But he must take better than that. Look, all on the letter take to come from England.
Right, that's right.
After them ruling, the letter take 1 month to come.
Right, so it's a process thing, and as we say, a whole heap of documents submitted. Don't be misguided by the arguments being discussed. Those are not the only ones in this matter. You understand me? I say. So we have to wait and see. I said that.
If James come back with a decision by the end of June, that would have been better than world standard. Because Privy Council never come back that quick, and the United States Supreme Court have case longer than that. What is less complex than it?
James Bond.
Well, I feel said them go dash you out here, man.
All of them general. James Bond, when England said them send the messenger, brother, from way back in the King days in the 1800s and all these things, brother. Like a literally a man on a horse carry the letter.
Man, a 2 pigeon in type and man.
That we can know, brother. But it looked like a retrial, though, my G's.
Well, as I said, until you reach that gate there, you can't really stop. I want from of them opinion, you know. Someone say, you just hear a man say, you know, it look like a color go fling out, and you say it look like a retrial. One hour not go right, you know.
Era meeting, based off of those 2 opinions we just mentioned, that brother say, yo, it look like a retrial. But no, not that opinion there. It's possible. You get what I say?
Yeah.
It's possible, but here, in the same process of the retrial, guess what can happen? In the context of this retrial, the court can come out and say, yo, retrial. And then
they can come back. They can also come back and say it's a retrial, but we're not gonna proceed further at the matter of a year.
But what what them gonna do is in this sense is tell them retrial and then give them the bail and then drag the case for another 13 years and it dead in the public. Zine?
All right, yeah.
Dead in the public because them have to do like a gag order.
Actually, the judge made provision for that can't happen. That's why them tell about the witness and everything. So we're not gonna let nobody sit down. We have to give you a date as to when this trial can start and all them stuff.
Right. So that's also included.
General, let me say a quick thing. Remember, you know, the Privy Council watched this matter. The whole world watched it too. The Jamaican justice system is on trial here. We can't deny that. So them can't mess up one thing twice like that, right? The next thing is that the court, right? Yeah, they did say some valid arguments as well when they were actually speaking on when the court was actually speaking on the nature of say retrial. You get what I say, General? They made some very valid arguments, and when they spoke to the prosecution, right? They were saying what? At the end of the day, them now gonna even make the man them languish for them get no witnesses. So that's how serious the court is on this matter in general. Now, the defense as well presented a very good argument, because the defense makes sure tell them, say, if we no go back a retrial, we ending up back a court.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Because either way, they have something here. Defense is in a good position.
The key thing with the defense is that, one, the 10-year time it take for the appeal process is a breach of the man them rights. The prosecution,
the constitutional rights of the fair trial.
Right. The prosecution side with the defense on that matter as well, brother. And that's a key argument.
Yeah.
You get me?
Very key argument.
Key argument. So what's this now? Any retrial, they might go back to court again. And guess what? The justice system don't want the Privy Council to say, but no, man, this look bad now. We really might have to intervene again.
True. Either way, them in a good position. Either way, defense in a good position.
Even the appeal court, you know, want to come back for them foot neither.
But based on that, you still can not grant a retrial just based on the argument.
No, I understand that point. I am just showing you that you know, the defense don't tell them, say, if we grant a retrial, we're gonna challenge it because that 10-year time there is a solid legal argument.
You have to win your appeal to honor. You know, must win the appeal.
No, I understand.
Appeal all you want.
No, I understand the point then, but what's the sin, brother? The prosecution did not prove to the court the reasonable justification for the 10-year. They never prove it to the court neither.
Yeah, exactly, because if the man them get released, it does not just be off of the fact that them constitutional right was breached. It based off of many things. The constitutional right, the tampering of the jury, it based off of many things. And not just one thing. And this is why we are arguing so many points. But
that's why I am saying that any decision this judge make, but based on how Mr. she conduct herself, I am happy with it. So if she make a decision for retrial and the defense want to do it, God help them. But the judge may work with it.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think I take on myself, you know. So I think for the most part, we get to understand now what going today. Plus, Imhotep will go live later, so there may be some extended discussion on it, you know. So
Justice League and Gaza fans, either way, the man them on the road if I even pan bail.
I think in terms of like Vybz Kartel, you know, them have a strong chance of seeing the road either way it go. You know?
Yeah, man, all of them. You can't just get Kartel bail, you have to get all of them bail.
Yeah. However we go, you know, I think them are go thing there. But big up on yourself still, you know.
Where's the Imhotep? Look more.
Yeah, man, you know, it's a reason little more, man. You know, what thing going.
All right, say a word. Bless up, Rick.
Cool.
All right, bless up.
Big up on yourself, you know, people. I don't know anything go. If I first now pass to subscribe, I see it. Sweet P. Yeah, man, we have to hold the reins for the one skeptic to them, man. Because he want for there and repeat the one something we must say for the last 50 years. And I think say because they might talk loud, they might talk the right thing. Man, want out here bend up justice for fit him narrative. I never see something like that yet. But anyways, pick up on yourself, there people. We there watch what go on. So it's still up on the borderline, you know, whether retrial or freedom. Let's see what go on when it comes on to that. So big up on yourself, yeah. TG Media, big up yourself, you know, you don't know. Summer, big up Black Goddess. Catching up on another one.